Hello, in this video we're going to see the primary care, which is the first contact that you have with a health professional whenever you have a problem. We're going to focus on the National Health Service in the UK, which first of all is free. It's not like in other countries that you have to have some kind of insurance to be given some health um, service. It is like in Mexico that it's free. Maybe the difference is that the treatment is free, but there's a prescription charge for appliances. In some cases, like medicine or some um, some devices, like imagine a cervical collar, a neck collar, those kind of appliances, they may be charged. Then the primary care is provided by several practitioners. The first one would be the GP, or as you already know, the general practitioner, also called a family doctor. Okay, they usually work in clinics. They also run the clinics, give vaccines, and perform minor surgery, which are like removal of warts or moles. If the patient needs to see a specialist, then the GP will write a referral. A referral is a written document which says that the patient needs to go to see a specialist. Now be careful because the word here is referral and it's not reference. Reference is what you find at the end of the books if you want to see the sources. So for this case, the word is referral. And the verb is to refer. So that is the expression that we would use. The GP referred the patient to the oncologist, for example. They also practice. They have practices that are based in a surgery. Now, the word surgery, as I told you in previous videos, has three different meanings. So the first meaning is the building where GPs work. Okay, so the surgery is kind of a small clinic. Okay, you can say it's not a hospital, it's just like a clinic or a small clinic. And that is the first meaning. And here we have one example. The practice has moved to a new surgery on the high street. Then the second meaning is the time when GPs sees patient. Okay, so usually the surgery is their shift when they work. Remember, they are not part of a hospital, they are part of the surgery or a small clinic. So whenever they go to work and they see patients, that is called the surgery. And here we have the example. Morning surgery is from 8:30 to 12:30. And finally, which is the most common use of surgery, which is procedures, the work of surgeons. So it says the patient needs urgent surgery on a burst appendix. So those are the three different meanings of surgery. So usually GPs or general physicians, family doctors, they work in a surgery. And how do they see patients? Well, they see them on three different bases. The first one is on an appointment basis in which the patient registers to be seen by a doctor. It's very, very common what we do here in Mexico in clinics. The second one is home visits, like when the doctors go to the patient's house to see them and to provide some treatment and some consultation. And finally, out of hours. Out of hours, as you may imagine from the word, is out of the surgery hours. Imagine the surgery hours are, I don't know, from 9 to 5. So anything outside those hours would be this kind of service, out of hours. So usually these consultations or these appointments are given by GPs who are covering the shift, or also by locum or locums. A locum, LOCUM, is a professional that is only hired for a specific day or a short period of time. but they are not part of the staff. So you can say that there is no doctor available for the out of hours service, so they will look for a different doctor, even if it's not part of the clinic or if it's not part of the surgery. That doctor can become a locum, which is just providing the service for those hours of the day. Here, what we have are two pictures. One is the surgery, and remember, as I told you, surgery is the building where the team of GPs work. And GP, just as a reminder, is the general practitioner. Now, the practice team is the staff that work in a surgery. Okay, so we have receptionists, practice manager, district nurses, health visitors, midwives, and physiotherapists. We have seen all this vocabulary. Now, what do they do in the surgery? Well, as you may imagine, the receptionist is in charge of registering the patients, making appointments, scanning, filling in documents. That would be the job of the receptionist. The practice manager would be a GP usually. And now the practice manager would be in charge of the management of the surgery. District nurses, if you remember, are nurses who go to the houses of the patients when they cannot go to the surgery. Health visitors, we also saw it, are the people who work in the community, providing the information of health and also promoting the prevention of illnesses. Midwives, you know, they work with pregnant women who are gonna be who are giving birth. And physiotherapists, they could also be part of the surgery. Now, usually a GP's day, a general practitioner's day, is in the UK could be something like this. In this case, this is the schedule for Dr. Stewart. And well, as it says here, she arrives at surgery at 8 a.m., then checks out of hours email printout. Remember, out of hours is the service that is given outside of the regular schedule of the GP. Check for urgent and non-urgent messages. Check emails from the health board and the partners, and prepares for surgery. At 8:30, she has the morning surgery. Okay, then pre-booked. Well, she has 6 pre-booked last week, 2 booked 48 hours ahead, and 2 booked on the day. Now, booked is the word that we use for reserved. Okay, so these pre-booked surgeries were reservations made before. Okay. Then at 10:50, she checks with reception for messages. And remember, in the reception, we have the receptionist. Sign prescriptions, and prescription is the written piece of paper which says which medicine a certain patient has to take, okay, when they go to the pharmacy to buy the medicine. And then deal with repeat prescription request, which is once the medicine or the patient has finished with the medicine that they were supposed to be taking and they need a new prescription, then they just go to the surgery and ask for a refill. A refill would be a prescription request. Okay. Then at 11, she has a coffee break, and at 11:20, she check home visits request to see if she's available to see those patients. Divide them up with the colleagues, and remember, in the surgery, they usually work different GPs. And then at 11:30, she goes to those patients' houses to visit them. Okay, so this would be the regular GP's day. I hope it was clear. Remember that you have to answer an exercise, a quiz in the Schoology platform for this topic as well. So thank you and see you.